today's anime last stand video, I'll be showing you the top 10 best units in the game that you definitely want to be getting if you want to be a pro at the game, you want to be good at the game. So subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to hit 20,000 subscribers, and also like the video. Let's try to hit 350 likes. And if you hopefully you found this video useful, if you did, let me know in the comments. And if you got any questions, also let me know in the comments. And go join my Discord server down below to play with other people. I'm gonna do some videos on my Discord, and also just when they add trading, then you can trade in my Discord. So trading used to be quite a popular thing in my Discord, so yeah, go join that. And also I recommend you watch the whole video. I'm not saying that just because I want you to watch the whole video. I mean, I do, but pretty much it's a little bit like the unit order, it's not all over the place, but like we'll be giving tips and tricks throughout the video that like it wasn't too organized. So like if you want like advice and things you want to know about the units, and if you're like a new player and you don't do units, things like that, then watch the whole video. But yeah, enough of me yapping, let's get straight into the video. Okay, so this is in no specific order for the units, it's just the must-have units, I guess you could say. But first we'll do a honorable mention, I guess you could say, before we actually do the top 10 units, since they were still quite good, but they're not must-have and you don't want to use them all the time. So I guess they're pretty good, but not too bad. So first one is Ruka. Ruka's pretty sure it's epic, so it's quite easy to get. Just max her out. We don't really care too much about the placement or anything. She mostly just freezes, so that's quite good, I guess. Is it maxed out? Or is it? Yeah, it's maxed out.
Yeah, it's maxed out on all the upgrades.
It just was bugged on my screen.
It's really cheap too.
Oh yeah, just keep in mind the damage is not. It's like buffed a little bit, but no one really uses Ruka for damage, just for the freeze. You'll probably use her just in general, really. You can use her in anything. She'll be good for anything, including Infinite or Story. So she's pretty good freeze. She'll freeze every time she attacks, I'm pretty sure. Her range is a little bit small, but that's why she's just honorable mention. But still pretty good. You should pick her up if you see in the banner. She won't be too hard to get, anything like that. So yeah, you can put your Itachi down too.
Alright, I'll put him like right here.
Does your Itachi have the trait on it? Okay, so I think people gotta keep in mind Itachi is honorable mention, but you're probably thinking, oh, he has 27k damage. How is bro not must have on placement? Wow. What trait is that?
He has Overlord on him currently.
Yeah, so Overlord is pretty much like is that like a unique basically?
Yeah, it's pretty busted. It's actually better than unique right now.
Yeah, so it's pretty much better than unique. So that's why the Itachi do so much damage. But even when he doesn't have it, it's still a pretty good unit. Maybe not top 10 units in the game, but it's still pretty good. You can use him for most things. It's quite a nice, quick, decent unit with his bonus regular damage. But yeah, this is not necessarily a full-on showcase. You can max him out, but yeah, he has a very, very broken trait. So that's why his damage is a lot higher than it usually is. I don't know how much it is normally maxed. You can probably just find it on the wiki or the showcase or whatever. But yeah, it's honorable mention. So now we're gonna get in the top 10. Keep in mind the top 10 units are not in order, so it's not like, okay, so the first one is the worst and then whatever. Like it's not a specific order. You can decide which units you want to get for yourself. We'll recommend units, we'll say which units might be better than others or what you should get, but add them, this up to you. But realistically, these are top 10 units you realistically should get. If you're trying to beat the game and stuff like that, you most likely want to just get all of them at some point in the game, since the game's quite new. Also keep in mind they're probably going to add evos for some of the units that we're going to show, but at the moment when we're recording the video and people start in the game, there is no evos for any of these units. Sukuna has an evo, but they actually stopped you from evoing him, so I'm just going to show it on evo anyways. But yeah, okay, so you can place the first unit down, whichever you.
Alright, I'll put Roy down on this building here.
Let me just sell Sukuna real quick. So Roy is a Celestial, I'm pretty sure, so you can only get from banner 2. What is this? Okay, so bro you got Overload on Roy as well? Oh my days.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so on placement, this is not Roy's actual on placement damage, because it's Oshi buff, and it's also what's it called? It's also got Overload, so it's not necessarily his placement damage, but just max him out, I guess. So Roy's still really good. It's like a top 3 DPS in the game. So Roy's very good because he hits airs. He does very good burn, and his SP is pretty nice. But how much is the trait buff Roy by, for anybody that wants to know?
It basically buffs his damage by 275%.
Oh.
It does his SPA by 27.5%. Increases his range by 15%, and I'm pretty sure it gives him a 75% crit damage, I believe.
Yeah, so just keep in mind that he's not this much stats, because 275%. Is that like 3 times his regular damage?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
Almost,
so
yeah.
he's getting almost 3 times regular damage and a little bit more on the other stats. So, but still, keep in mind his top 3 DPS in the game. He's a celestial unit, and you'll get him from the banner 2, so not banner 1. So even though he has these buff stats, he's still a very good unit either way. And you gotta include this burn and the fact that he's a unit. Okay, so you can place guts now, I guess.
Yeah, from right here.
So this is cosmic. So how much does cosmic buff it by?
Like 10% damage, 10% SPA.
Yeah, so it's not the stats don't buff too much this time, I guess. And it is getting buffed by what? Does Oshi only buff range?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the range for all of these units you'll probably see is buffed by a little bit, but not too much. So yeah, Guts is the second unit, I guess. Also a top 3 DPS in the game. Debatable. A lot of people would say Guts is the best DPS in the game or second best. Some people debate, I guess, but still very good DPS, and you should definitely pick him up. So you can max him out. He does bleed and also a decent amount of damage, even maxed out. So he's literally doing quite a lot of damage without overload, and he does bleed. His range isn't too bad either, or his SPA. So it's an overall good bleed and probably one of the best DPS in the game. He's also full AoE, which is very nice. So I mean, there's not much else to say. Okay, so that's a second unit. Okay, just put Yami down.
Yeah, I'll put Yami down right here.
Now for the other units, they aren't too expensive to place down, but they're not insanely cheap. How much does it cost to place down Guts and Roy?
Guts is 800, Roy's 900.
Yeah, but the thing is about Yami and why he's actually in the top 10 is because he's pretty much the best unit for, I don't know, if you want a solo and tiny task, or you want to do story or anything like that. You just want to farm something and it's not infinite, or even for infinite you can use him, but in general when you want to farm something you want to use Yami because he's 500 to place down, or 600 to place down.
Yeah,
so you can literally place him down straight as long as you join the Roblox group, right? So you get extra money when you start the game. You can literally just place down Yami straight away, and yeah, he'll do a decent amount of damage too. And he also does slow, so he's actually better for pretty much everything technically, since he'll be a meta support for infinite and just a meta DPS and support for story stages. So he's actually a very good overall unit to get. So it'd be very nice if you pick him up as one of your first mythical units. So you can just max him out now. Yeah, so even maxed out, he's doing quite a decent amount of damage. And keep in mind, he's doing the slow, and he's got a decent amount of SPA, quite a large AoE circle, and decent range too. He does not hit airs, which is the only sad part if you're doing story. But we'll go on to what unit you could bring to do airs, I guess. And Guts also does quite a lot of DPS, but he also doesn't hit airs, which I forgot to mention. But yeah, you can place down. Have you already placed down Speedwagon? Yeah, so
yeah, right. Yeah.
Speedwagon is the best farm in the game. Even if you're doing story realistically, I know people will say Eskimo is the best farm for story, but realistically, just use Speedwagon for both. It's not that serious. And plus, I think Speedwagon might even be better for story, but Eskimo is easier to obtain, but Speedwagon gives more. You can place 2, and yeah, it's just how much money does he actually give? Like, how much does golden buff his
It's actually not that much. It's only like 12.5% money gain, I think.
Yeah, so he's probably doing like 15k or something like that.
Yeah.
14k, 15k.
Like 13k, yeah.
13k. So he's still very good. The best farm in the game. You only use for story infinite. Yeah, he's better than Oshi. But we'll get to Oshi later. So that's the 4th unit now. Okay, now who else do we have? Okay, so now we got actually my units that I've got equipped.
Now.
So as we were talking about, Oshi is the 5th unit. It's the best and the only buff in the game at the moment. Hopefully they add an evo for her so that she actually buffs damage. I think they probably will, because she only buffs range at the moment by 20%, and she also gives you money, which is quite nice. Not an insane amount, nothing like Speedwagon, because you can place 2 Speedwagon wagons, you can only place 1 Oshi. But actually, I think what we forgot to do is actually place what's it called? How many placements for each unit? Actually, we kind of forgot. But just how much can you place of each unit that you place?
Roy's actually got buffed recently.
So how much can you place?
You actually place 3 Roys now. You can place 3 Roys.
So you can.
And then you can place, let's see, you can place 4 Yamis, I think. Yeah, 4 Yamis.
Or what about Guts?
I think Guts is 3. I'm pretty sure.
Or
No, he's two. He's two. He's too close. Too close.
Alright, so you can place what, 3 Roys?
Yeah, 3 Roys now.
Alright,
They
so if
buffed them.
anyone wanted to know about the placement, there you go. But yeah, that's Oshi's, I think. Okay, that's all. That's 5. Keep in mind, that's not top 5 units in the game. That's just 5 of the list. It's not really order. We'll kind of put in a rough order layout, but just it depends what you're going for, support or DPS really. But now we'll go into Saitama, who's one of the top 3 best DPSs in the game. Some will say 1, some will say 2, some will say 3. It's up to them, but still a very good DPS. So on placement, I don't think I do have the demigod trait. How much does that buff the unit by actually?
I think it's 50% damage, so it's not too much.
Yeah, so it's not too much. It'll probably do around 6k without it. Keep in mind, I don't even have max level. I'm 63, so if you wanna see that, you can see that. Just got a good SPA, to be honest, quite low. And placement is full AoE if you can't tell, since it's kind of cut off a bit. And his range is not too massive though. That's the only thing, might be a downside. But I'm just gonna max him out now. I should have enough to max him out. And then maxed out, he does 135k, which is quite nice. He's hitting airs. He's full AoE. No, actually, he's not full AoE, but you can't see his AoE properly. Let me just place another one so you can see Saitama's AoE properly. Let me just max him out like this. So he got a very long line AoE. So he's not full AoE anymore, but he's doing quite a lot of damage, quite large range. Keep in mind it's buffed by Oshi, and yeah, it's a little bit high SPA, but still pretty good unit. One of the best DPSs in the game. Keep in mind this is all before the units have been evoed, so it's quite early into the game. So they haven't dropped the evos yet, but they probably will. Like a week's time, all the evos will be dropped for these units. So yeah, that's the next unit. Now we'll do Gojo. Now I know Gojo is going to get evo and it's probably going to be very good, but at the moment he's still a technically must-have unit. Maybe not on the high end, but you will use him for stuff in general. On placement, he's hybrid. He has 5 SPA, which is quite nice, and he's not too expensive to place down. But yeah, he does stun, which is the best thing about him. He does stun, right? Or does he time stop? Does he do stun or time stop? I don't know. But he does some sort of support ability. I don't know. Whatever this is, I don't. Wait, let me.
He stuns.
Yeah, he stuns. Okay, so he just stuns, but he becomes ground when you max him out, which is a little bit unfortunate. But yeah, he stuns. But
Yeah.
when you
He
evo
uses a
him,
hybrid.
he should. When they add the evo for him, he'll probably time stop and do some nice stuff, I guess. But for now, he's not high end on the must-have. It's probably on the lower ends compared to the DPS units like Guts, Roy, and Saitama. And then I'll say Yumi's probably in the middle. But yeah, he's not too high, but it's still quite must-have unit again. Probably when you evo him, be quite good. But yeah, next unit is Gon. I don't see many people talk about Gon, but he's actually quite a good unit. So I do want to give Gon some recognition. He's definitely a must-have unit in the game, just because actually let me just sell him since I've maxed him out. And you can also place, how many of Saitama? You can only place 2. I forgot to mention that. And for Gojo you can place, I think 4 or 3. No, you can only place 2 actually, never mind. But yeah, for Gon, on placement he's doing this much. I'm pretty sure. Okay, no, this is actually the wrong Gon anyways. But yeah, he's quite low level and he's doing this much damage, which is quite nice. But his SP is high, but he's not used for his damage. He's used for the debuff he does on enemy. He slows the enemy by, I don't know how much does he slow the enemy by?
10%. 10%.
10%, and he does another thing which I forgot. It's called cripple, but I don't know. What?
Yeah, basically, it allows the enemies, when they get marked by a gun, they take 15% more damage by anyone around them.
Yeah, so the enemy gets debuffed by quite a lot. So I'll max him out now. He's you're not going to use him in story stages, mostly just infinites. And yeah, so 10%. I mean, 10 SPA is quite high, but I mean, you're not really going to use it for the DPS in the first place. You're going to use it for the like the stats effects, like to slow down the enemy and let them take more damage. But decent damage, especially because I got level 27. No traits on this Gon, so it's actually still just a decent amount of damage too, whilst being quite good support, which is very nice indeed.
Yeah, there's one upside though. You can place multiple down in different areas.
Yeah, so you can literally place them around the map, which is quite nice. So pretend either they get out of range because his SP is too high or whatever. You could just place another one. How many? I think you place 3 guns, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, 3 guns.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's quite high end, especially one of the best supports in the game. So looking to get supports, definitely get Gon. But keep in mind, you can't use him in story, and there's not enough difficult content for supports to be that like you want to get supports. You more likely want to get DPSs rather than support, because at the moment. The game's not got difficult content where you need supports, and you're not going to do infamous that much at the moment. So focus on DPS units rather than supports at the moment, in my opinion. Unless you think otherwise, or?
No, I mean that's pretty valid right now because the only thing that's really hard is like past wave 52, 56 in infinites right now in
Yeah,
night mode.
exactly. And not many people don't really need to do infinite at the moment.
Yeah, because they're not resetting until next week.
Yeah, so realistically for now, just get DPSs. But maybe later on, you might watch this video in, I don't know, quite a while's time. They added more different content. Then I don't know. But at the moment, mostly just story grind and stuff. This is like a release video, so I'll have updated versions anyways. So don't worry about it. Okay, so on placement, Whitebeard does 3.5k, but it's full AoE and he stays full AoE, which is quite nice. And the trait that I have on him, I don't think it even affects his damage, so don't worry about that. His range is very tiny on placement, which is quite unfortunate, and it's a little bit expensive to place down, but it's still quite good. And if I max him out, you'll see why he's actually quite a decent unit. This is not even, he's got literally 53k damage. Keep in mind, he stays full AoE, which is quite nice, and 7.5 SPA, so it's quite a good unit.
Hybrid.
And he's a hybrid, which I forgot to mention, thank you. So it's quite a good unit. Not the best unit of all the ones we showcased, but yeah, it's probably
decent.
Yeah, he's decent. So it's definitely a must-have since we don't know the evos for the units, and there's not many units out. And then lastly, we got Sukuna. This is unevo. You could evo him earlier, but then they removed it. So this is all just unevo. But you're definitely gonna have a must-have, not for necessarily infinite, but for story. You're gonna use him quite a lot, just because, well, he's just 650. He hits airs, so he's quite good, and he does bleed. So we'll show the stats in a bit. But
also,
yeah,
if you evo Sukuna, right, if you find out Sukuna, do not go for elemental damage, right, for one reason, because his dismantle damage doesn't scale off elemental, it scales off his base damage.
Alright. And
he gives you bleed with evos.
what's what's his base time scales of what?
So basically dismantle, right, when you evo him, scales
Yeah.
off his actual damage, right?
Yeah.
So that is 4 points on extra damage, right? But he loses his bleed, so your elemental damage kind of goes down the drain.
Oh, alright. Okay,
So
yeah.
you want to, yeah. So you can have two different types of build, right? You can have one Sukuna build for elemental, right, for the unevoed one, and then you can have the evo one, right, which is all damage and SPA, you know.
But I don't know if this game you can switch between evos or not. Can you?
No, you can have two different Sukunas.
Oh yeah, true that. You can just pull another one, I guess. Okay, so on placement he's doing this much, and we can just max him up now. So you'll probably use Yumi and Sukuna just if you wanna, I don't know, AFK things or just clear story stage quite easily, because they're both cheap and one hits air, the other one hits ground. So yeah, maxed out. He doesn't do insane damage on evo, but he's mostly used for story, especially when he's unevo. So I mean, the 46 range is actually quite good, and keep in mind he's bleeding, so that's where most of his damage comes from in the first place. Yeah, if he was to rank the units roughly, let's say some units are you'd if you had to say which is must have, and then higher end, lower end,
right
mid end.
I'd probably say Roy's top one right now, currently, because he's just universally a good unit. He hits both airs, he's burn damage, he does good damage, he can place 3 of them now. He's cheap too. He's good for story mode and infinites. Probably number 2 would be Guts, and then 3 would be maybe, I mean, for support players I would say Gon, because Gon's thing's amazing, because you can stack with Yami, getting a 43% slow. So it's just amazing for stories,
I guess, and then probably 4 or join 3 would be Saitama, I guess, and then
yeah, Saitama's great too.
And then 5 would be Sukuna probably.
Yeah, when he evos for sure.
Yeah, when he evos. And then 6 would probably it's between, let's see, wait, what does Yami look like maxed out? It's probably Yami and then Whitebeard.
And then Gojo's after that, I think.
And then Gojo, and then the 2 farms is farm and buff. And then
but yeah, farms aren't really that needed.
I guess so. I mean, you could just get Escanor quite easily, but if you want to go for the best stuff in the game, you want to get, if you just want to pretty much be proud of the game, you want to get pretty much these units. but it might
So,
change.
Fun tip.
What is it?
There's one tip about the or Itachi you gotta know. His ability is local and not global. So if you like use the ability and then sell it and replace something down, it reactivates the entire ability again.
Oh, I
So
should even know that.
it's really busted. It's really busted with like Avatar.
Oh,
It's really good.
I didn't even know that. Wait, so you can literally just use it and then place them again?
Over and over and over again, yeah.
Oh, they probably need to fix that, I'm not gonna lie.
And with Avatar, right? It's fucking disgusting because you can get him doing 275% his burn damage, and then times that again out of 2, so he's like 400% his damage in burn damage, and it's his entire circle, right? His entire like AOE, and it also hits airs, so
So yeah, I mean,
it's a little busted.
so I guess that's the order, I guess, kind of. So if you got any questions, let them in the comments. People respond, I'll respond. I mean, I guess that's pretty much it. So subscribe to the channel, trying to hit 20k, like the video, and thanks to Tim for helping me out with the video, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.